Did you start it?
Yes.
I hate you. What's up, guys? It's Curl from Ghostly Snails. We have a few updates before the video starts. One, we're starting to do more Vanguard stuff, as we're going to be doing Vanguard stuff and Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're going to also try and do Magic. A lot of more card games are going to come out. It's just that right now, we're kind of just sticking to Yu-Gi-Oh! Until the time being. This is the first Vanguard video we're going to have. This is a deck profile. And other than that, we currently now have Twitter. Me and Jonathan alike. We also have now Instagram still for 3 years, and it turns out we never used it. We have a lot of things. We have a lot of social media. We'll somehow, don't quote me on this, but we'll somehow get those medias down in the bottom so you can subscribe, catch up on what we're doing maybe. And other than that, we can start deck profile. So this is a Tachikaze deck. The point about my deck is to just build up use my grade 3 not as like the main swing, but as the support swing. So the only starter in the deck, we have a Dragon Egg, the baby. So now we have, for the grade 3s, we run 3 of the Thundering Sword Dragon Angerblader. I cannot say that forever. Basically, you ride him, you get XL. You can also make it equip gauge. He also generates a lot of equip gauges. So you may use one of your rear guards, make it turn it into an equip gauge for one of the other rear guard. And whenever you have 3 equip gauges on 3 of your units, he stands them all up. And then with the 1 counterblast, and they just stand back up +5 to the front row. It's very handy, and it keeps the extra pressure on your opponent, so you can swing for bigger Unga Bunga numbers. Other than that, I would run 4, but I just only have the 3 at my disposal so far. And just ahead of time, this deck is highly dictated onto that, only for the simple fact I only have like few cards for this deck, but it's just a good build for me in general. For the great, we have run the 3 Fiery Light Dragon, only because when you call him, ride him, free equip gauge. When you swing, free equip gauge. There's no cost to it, so it's basically a equip gauge generator. For the other grade 3s that I run 1 Dark Rex and 1 of the Savage. I only run him in specific situations where I just need that extra column with 33 going for 32, just to give him that perfect swing, because he's always going to get that +5 when I ride the Thundering Dragon. Not Thundering Dragon, but the Rex. The Angerblader. I'm sorry, I'm like a little tired here. Whenever you're always going to be hitting Angerblader, these guys are just in case. He's only here because he's basically another beat stick. And he's just a bigger beat stick that just comes in more clutch. For my grade 2s, I run 4 of the Revenous Dragon, the Mega Rex. He's the only, to be perfectly honest about him, you run him at 4 because he's the only one you want to open hand. The only thing that really generates draw and makes you basically say, I have an extra grade 2 to swing with. And he has no really other, at least to me, he has no other uses. For the main dude that you play in your rear guard, this boy, the Clear Out Dragon, the MVP, his one turn effect is swing, get an equip gauge on himself. He gets and his continuous effect is he gets +5 for each equip gauge. But the thing about that is if he has 3 equip gauges, he's unaffected by your opponent's card abilities. The only thing it does it out is like control, like when they don't control him. So like this beats through Shadow Paladins, certain chosen abilities. It beats through a good amount of effects. So, and plus with this continuous effect of getting +5 for each equip gauge, you will be swinging for Unga Bunga numbers. He's very ridiculous. I run 3 of the Turbo, only because just like the Light Dragon or at least I believe he's called White Dragon. I don't know. I'm just really like dead for this. Like the names get confusing. They're dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur clan with dragon names. Let's get this thing straight. Turbo, just another equipped gauge maker. He does the same thing as the grade 3. You call him, you get an equipped gauge. You ride him, you get equipped gauge. He swings, you get equipped gauge. It's just he just could generate so much. This one the difference in the build that I run versus like another build that I saw on YouTube as well was you would run these at 4, but I just don't like running them at 4 because it clunks up. I don't want to open handies. I want to draw in. I perfectly want to draw into them, which is why I run the 3 because you do see them often, but it's just I just don't want to refresh my hand because of dumb shit. In the last grade 2s that I took him out for, which the Savage Raider, he comes in clutch sometimes because you always want to move your equip gauges, and he just allows you to do that freely. So that's just my point. You want to manipulate everything or put it towards one unit. You'll never know when it comes in clutch. But also when he's called 2, he gets an extra equip gauge. So it's just free generation and manipulation. For the grade 1s, we won 4 of the promo card, plus 5 for every equip gauge. Broken as shit. I've had this card swing for 85. It's stupid. Not 85. I believe like 86. Because he had multiple equip gauges plus the 5 from front row of Angerblader. But just 4 always makes it like the swing's good. He's your early attack and early pressure to withstand. Because this is what I call no hand dot deck. We run 4 of the new grade 1, the angry boy, Thick Chungus. When you call him Soul Blast 1 and Equip Gauge plus 5, it's you don't have to really. He's the only one in my opinion that has the free cost, what I like to say, because you don't have to worry about soul in this deck. So he's basically a free reride, call, free equip gauge, and free plus 5. So are you ever gonna argue that? You just start off your turn if you have him in the promo in hand. You just kind of start your turn off stupidly. And the 3 of the Light Blader. Like I said, just the early generation of equip gauges. But also you want to ride him before anything else.
Fuck's sake. Move over to cars a little bit. Thank you.
Jesus Christ. We have terrible living conditions.
I didn't want to speak, but yeah. Alright, continue.
Don't worry, all this will happen in a video.
Yeah, nothing gets cut out. It's uncut.
We thick. So just early generation of the equip gauges. For the last grade 1s, we run 2 Sonic Noahs. Just the broken part of the deck. You swing for unbeatable. You swing for unbeatable. You swing for unbreakable board, and then just say, okay, I generate free equip gauges. Most of the time they can't target this or stop it because it's a rear guard that's always going back row. Why would you play it front row? Just anybody who plays Tachikaze, legit. No, legit. Why would you play him front row? Why?
Because he likes being difficult.
You're difficult.
I am.
You're not wearing pants.
I am.
I'm
wearing shorts.
Fuck's sake.
For the triggers, we run 6 of the criticals, because why would you play 7 or 8? At least it comes up more often than not. It's the most hit trigger. Put pressure. You don't need front triggers in here that much. Only because I don't have my 4th P guard. I have 3 of this and 2 of the other draw trigger. So you play the P guard draw triggers at 4 and then 1 of him because you want a P guard. And also you just want to draw in this deck. You lose hand very quickly for the amount of break. Where the sorry, what?
Did you fuck up? What'd you do?
Oh yeah, there we go. 4 heals. Because you need to hear heals, and this is the only heal for the clan right now until they give us something cooler. And I tech in the one front trigger. Only because it comes up sometimes. I've had already a game where someone just swung and said, I'm going to wipe your field. And I said, all right, cool, you might actually get this. Top deck the front trigger, they can't wipe shit. So it comes up. Sometimes it really does come up during the twin drive. I'm not sure what anybody cares, whether Excel 1 or Excel 2, but the only discussion I have I just run 2 regular Excels, 2 of the Excel 2s. The Excel 2 is just the only one you want to run. It's not really that big of a deal for these. You don't, and most of your games are going to be too quick. You're going to probably, either you're going to kill them too quick for Excel, the regular Excel to even come up. So you just got, the most you're going to get is just 2 Excels to go off and just draw your free 2 cards. But that's pretty much it. That's the quick one. If I wanted to change anything, I would change the grade 3 lineup, possibly, to make it instead 4 and 3. And maybe if I want to, just add the one to keep the Death Rex and just keep it at 4, 3, 1. I just don't see, as useful as he is, he's just not that worth it to me in here, especially. Other than that, it's pretty fucking fun deck. I've topped a few locals, not caring. The only, like all the decks in Vanguard, you lose to Narukami. I haven't had a single problem with Narukami. Like, I haven't had a single problem with any other deck, and even with the early game pressure of, not early game pressure, but even with the pressure of Dark Irregulars, like even Protect Clans, you kind of just make them waste their hand and make it all irrelevant with your grade 2. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's my Tachikaze deck. That's the Angerblader version. And see ya.